MacMurray died yesterday of pneumonia. He was 83 years old. MacMurray's career was notable both for the sheer number of films and television shows he starred in and for the wide variety of characters he played. Leonard Maltin has more for us now. Hi, Leonard.
Hi, Mary. Well, those of us who grew up watching Fred MacMurray in those Disney films like The Shaggy Dog and The Absent-Minded Professor had no idea he'd been a romantic leading man in the 30s and 40s. And people who knew that Fred MacMurray were just as surprised to find him playing a louse with Shirley MacLaine and Jack Lemmon in The Apartment. You know, the truth is MacMurray was equally believable in all of those roles, which filled a long and satisfying career.
We've dubbed the Flowers.
One of MacMurray's most famous roles was that of an absent-minded professor. But before he became an actor, he played a different role in real life, saxophonist.
I was a musician, and I joined a band and went to New York, and while I was in New York, we were in a show called Roberta with Bob Hope, incidentally, and Paramount took a test of me while I was there, and they signed me, and that's where I got started.
One of his earliest screen roles was opposite Katharine Hepburn in Alice Adams.
Will you let me take you?
You mean to the dance?
Well, that is, if you're not already dated up.
No, I'm not.
Though he became a star almost immediately, he was still being paid as a beginner, until one co-star lent a helping hand.
I had done several pictures with Carol Lombard, and we were supposed to start a picture, say, next Monday. And in those days, we used to do the stills before the picture started shooting, the gallery stills. So we were in the gallery taking stills, and she said, Fred, go to Palm Springs. So I said, well, we got to go to work Monday. She said, I know, but go to Palm Springs. And I finally got what she meant. So I went to Palm Springs with my mother and scared to death because I'd heard of people doing this, and you never heard of them again. But I finally got a new contract because of Carol.
After starring in a long string of romantic comedies, he startled audiences by playing a heel in the hard-boiled Double Indemnity.
There's a speed limit in this state, Mr. Neff. 45 miles an hour.
How fast was I going, officer?
I'd say around 90.
Suppose you get down off your motorcycle and give me a ticket.
People always come up and say, you know, they've enjoyed certain things I did, but most of them mentioned Double Indemnity as being one of their favorites that I did. So I'm happy that I did it.
But he garnered even more fans during his 12-year run on TV's My Three Sons. The youthful actors who work with him on the show will miss him.
He embodied, I think, all the qualities that we wish all our own fathers had.
We did keep in touch. I would always write him a note, tell him I'm writing or directing or acting in something, and he would always write back.
I think he left us with a cardigan sweater and a pipe to remember him by. I think that's what he'd love to be remembered by, too.
He'll also be remembered as a devoted husband and father. Married since 1954 to actress June Haver, they were devoted to the end. My Three Sons co-star Tim Considine recalls the last time he saw them at a Hollywood tribute.
I remember sitting with my wife and watching him and June. And I said to her, listen, when we get to be their age, I hope we're just like them. And I hope you take care of me like June takes care of him. And I remember being warmed by how terrific they were as a couple.
And our sympathies go to June Haver MacMurray today. Fred MacMurray had really, I think, a remarkable career, and remarkable, too, in that it was so taken for granted. People never talked about Fred MacMurray as a great actor, but when you think about it, he never gave a bad performance, and that's a pretty good epitaph for anybody in this business.
And when you think of him, you always have good, warm feelings.
That's right.
Thank you, Leonard.
Died Tuesday of pneumonia at a Santa Monica, California hospital. As is the tradition, flowers have been placed on his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. MacMurray was 83. While best known for network television's second longest running situation comedy, MacMurray's career also included film roles that ranged from warm eccentrics in several Disney films to cold double dealers in the films of some of Hollywood's top directors. Gloria Hillard has a look back.
I don't think it'll be too
For an entire generation, Fred MacMurray was the affable, pipe-smoking patriarch of the TV household, My Three Sons.
Yeah! Hey, you guys, it's Dan!
Hi, Fred. Welcome home.
When actress Beverly Garland joined the show in 1969 as his wife, she received a warm welcome from the actor.
He had a wonderful sense of comedy, and I think that's what was so charming about Fred. You know, he never studied to be an actor, but he just had that innate thing that was charming and wonderful and just happened. When that camera went on, he became this wonderful man that you just loved.
Don Grady, his TV son on the long-running series, remembers.
Fred emanated kindness and a goodness, a thoughtfulness that people picked up on. I think that people would trust Fred to run their bank accounts, you know, and he ran a good bank account, too.
MacMurray was known as one of the wealthiest actors in this town. The saxophone-playing musician came to Hollywood in the late 1920s and started working as an extra. His career would span more than 50 years and started out playing the genial good guy roles, but he probably won his greatest acclaim in the 1944 film Double Indemnity.
Where would the living room be?
In there, but they keep the liquor locked up.
It's all right, I'll just carry my own keys.
When director Billy Wilder first offered MacMurray the role, he turned him down. He told the director, "I don't think my fans would like it." The film became a classic. In 1960, Wilder cast him once again against type with Jack Lemmon in The Apartment.
I'm not through with you yet. The reason I called is I won't be home for dinner tonight.
The straight-faced MacMurray starred in more than 50 films. His trademark expression was his deadpan delivery, and for that, the actor had a simple explanation. "I got that from playing the sax. I had to keep my mouth shut to blow." The late Walt Disney liked MacMurray in the role of Dad. He asked him to play one on the Disney hit The Shaggy Dog.
Pop? Yes, will be.
And the actor went on to make 4 comedies for the studio. His last film was The Swarm in 1978. But his legacy will be his easygoing style, on screen and off, and he will certainly be fondly remembered as one of TV's favorite dads.